Hey, Duquesne student athletes. This is Jeff Lucchino, sports dietitian. Hope everyone's doing well during these times, staying safe, staying healthy. I'm here to present you guys with kind of a weekly seminar of sorts. So this week is going to be the do's and don'ts of stay-at-home sports nutrition. Before we get started, kind of a product feature. This is Califia Farms Toasted Coconut Almond Milk. I picked it up the other day. It is awesome taste. Use it for smoothies. I use it in my casein protein at night. You can use it as a daily beverage for hydration. You'll find it at pretty much any local grocery store or Walmart, Giant Eagle. I'm not sure about the big box stores like Costco and Sam's, but your local grocery store should have this. I highly recommend it from a flavor perspective, but also a health perspective. It's vegan, lactose free, soy free. So if you have any food allergies, this would be great as well. So we're gonna talk about the do's and don'ts of stay-at-home nutrition. So the do's are gonna be keeping on a schedule, nutrition, sleep. We're also gonna talk about strategic shopping and talking about meal planning with that shopping, basic prepping, trying something new. So all those four highlights are the do's of at-home nutrition. We're also gonna talk about the don'ts of at-home nutrition, kind of what to stay away from, what to promote more. Should you have cheat treat days? How could you fit the treats in there? So kind of how to balance everything appropriately. And then also prioritizing favorite foods or favorite foods over healthy foods or healthy foods over favorite foods. Like what should you do there? And I mean, obviously, let's prioritize the good healthy foods over the favorite foods majority of the time. So get the good nutrition first, kind of your treat nutrition at the later part of the meal or day. And they're also going to do kind of a quick game, this or that, quiz you guys a little bit, see how well you guys know about your nutrition. All right, so the first do of at-home nutrition is going to be sticking to a schedule. So it is very, very, very important right now that you get that first meal of the day within an hour of waking up. We'll talk about the sleep side of things on a future slide, but I really want to talk about getting that first meal. The first meal sets the tone for the entire day. Whether you have training later in the day or you're just trying to build muscle, you're trying to lose weight, whatever the goal is, you really want to promote that first meal. That first meal should hit every single area of the performance plate. We got to have grains, we got to have color, and we got to have lean protein. The very simple way to do this is to just start with maybe a grain and say, all right, my grain is a whole wheat English muffin. My protein on this will be peanut butter, and I'll slice a banana, and there you go. You have the color, you have the protein, you have the grain. So create the easiest option you can think of to start, and then if you want to expand and get more diverse and get more experimental in the kitchen, you can do so. But again, that first meal sets a tone, and you can see on the right-hand side here, the bottom screen gives you an example day of how things should kind of flow. But at least 3 good meals, 1 to 2 snacks, depending on the type of day you're gonna have. This next slide gives you guys a description of the performance plates and the bullet points underneath. So again, if you have an off day, promote more color, more fiber, less of the calorie side of things, such as the carbohydrates. Still keep carbs on your plate, but in more of a smaller portion. Still keep protein on your plate, probably keep the same portion as you would on a moderate training day. And if you're kind of doing a moderate training, which is most of what you guys are doing right now in this situation, you definitely want to have the carbohydrates as about 1/3 of the portion. And that could be anything from your rice, your pastas, your cereals, your oatmeal, your bread. Doesn't have to be the huge amount of grains, but just present on the plate to refuel those glycogen stores after you're done training. And then also sticking to a sleep schedule. Every athlete I've spoke to this past 4 weeks in the quarantine has really said sleep has been a hard thing for them. Either a timing or routine or getting to sleep, etc. So key things, guys, try to develop or try to stick to a sleep schedule right now. What time you're gonna go to bed within a certain hour, what time you're gonna wake up within a certain hour. Try to get at least 8 hours of sleep per night. Baseline amount for every single athlete, whether you're training or not training that day, 8 hours. Sleep has so many benefits. One of the biggest benefits is just the repair and recovery of every single cell in the body, every single muscle in the body that you use during that training session if you did train. You gotta get your sleep in. You gotta get the 8 hours in, very, very important. So how do you get better sleep? So 1, stick to a sleep schedule. 2, practice, practice, practice. Just like you do in any sport or sports nutrition, you gotta practice things. You gotta learn. So practice a relaxing bedtime routine, whether that's taking a bath or a shower half hour before, reading a certain book, reading a magazine, maybe doing some low activity on the computer, nothing strenuous, nothing that's going to keep you up and awake for hours on end. Listening to music, it's always a great thing for a lot of athletes to do to kind of zen them out, especially low-key music. Third thing, avoid technology. So we want to avoid technology. We want to cut it out about 15 minutes at least before we go to bed. That's phone, that's TV. Try to cut that out, especially if you have difficulty falling asleep and staying asleep. Cut the technology out, the sooner the better. And 15 minutes is kind of where I say that's when it should end, 15 minutes. Nap duration. Again, naps have their place, especially when you're in season, you're trained for multiple hours a day. Napping's fine. But right now, if you're getting the 8 to 9.5 hours a night, you should not need that nap. Now, if you do need the nap, if you feel like every day you need a nap, look at your nutrition. Look at your quality of sleep. Are those things on par? If they're not, then they could be affecting your energy throughout the day. Last thing is refrain from certain foods before you go to bed. So spicy foods, large quantities. You should certainly not have your largest meal at the end of the day. That's going to set you up to have kind of an alert stomach, and that signals the brain to be alert, especially before bed. So we definitely want to have a low-key volume of food and low-key types of food before bedtime. And also, side note, stop eating an hour before sleep. I get a lot of questions about when should I stop eating. An hour before is a good timeline to instill. Okay, so the second at-home nutrition is going to be strategic shopping. Again, less time in the grocery store right now, the better. So you want to do quick, easy shops, but also you want to make your shopping experience very effective. So from a produce side, get produce that's going to last on your counter for a very, very long time. A week, 10 days, give or take. So I have a list of 4 key ones here: apples, pears, citrus fruits, such as oranges, and carrots for the vegetable group. If you like other vegetables and fruits, buy in the frozen form, buy in the canned form. And if you are buying the canned form, look for low sodium. For a protein side, shelf-stable milk. Lasts twice as long as, say, your refrigerated milk, and just as good quality. High-quality snacks. So if you're looking for certain snacks, look for shelf-stable. Look for nuts. Look for seeds. Maybe stay away from those cheeses. Maybe stay away from those yogurts that have maybe a month expiration date. Look for more shelf-stable items for snacking. And also from a main meal protein source, especially now since chicken's hard to come by, fresh chicken or fresh meat's hard to come by, look for the plant sources. Look for chickpeas, look for lentils, look for beans. Beans in a cup offer 20 plus grams of protein. That's about 3 to 4 ounces of a chicken breast, and a lot more fiber, so you're gonna get a benefit there that chicken does not offer you. So think about some ways that you can navigate a little more of the plant-based side of proteins. This is a great grocery list for kind of the quarantine COVID-19 pandemic, what's going on right now. It's majority canned, majority shelf stable. It goes over each and every group of what is a high quality grain, protein, veg, fruit, and what form you should look for right now. This has been sent to all the athletic trainers, and they have forwarded over to every single coach, every single team. So you should have this in your inbox. The third do at home is quarantine essentials. Again, almost just piggybacking off of the previous slide, we're looking at fridge, pantry staples, frozen staples, canned items, and taking that basic menu of sorts and bring it together into some meal and snack ideas, right? This is very basic, very easy shopping, very easy breakfast and lunch and snack ideas that anyone at home could do right now. So really pay attention to this list right here, because this could be your meal plan for next week. And the fourth at-home nutrition, or do at-home nutrition right now, is going to be trying something new. Guys, this is a time right now where you're probably going to have the most downtime ever in your life. So, I know it's tough, but take advantage of it. Like, try something new. Dessert hummus, new products, been out there for a little bit of time. Most of you probably heard of it, never tried it. Definitely give it a try. Apple sandwich, again, very basic, but something kind of fun, engaging. Takes a little bit of prep work, very minimal, but it looks a lot more appealing than just a typical PBJ. 2 other ones that are very simple and easy to put together: making your own trail mix, a lot of different ideas there, and then a PBB s'more. Again, really piggybacking off that whole summer theme, but really taking it more of an indoors theme. So using graham cracker, peanut butter for the protein, doing marshmallow fluff instead of roasting the marshmallows, sliced banana for the added produce and potassium, and then, of course, cider milk to top it off with the calcium, vitamin D, and extra protein. So that could be a meal for some of you. That could be a quick meal that takes literally probably 2 minutes to make and very quick to eat. So never have the excuse of, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough resources, I don't know how to cook. Guys, these could be snack or meal ideas, but they're very high quality and don't take much time. Okay, let's talk about the don'ts. So we don't really want to promote a lot of kind of high calorie, non-nutrient dense food. The top 5 on the right-hand side are pretty much those non-nutrient dense foods and high calorie foods. The sodas, the sugar, the hard candy, the pastries, the chips, the fatty proteins. There's a time and there's a place for these, but they should not be a daily thing in your meal plan. They should be a once in a while treat, watch the portion kind of food. You have to watch right now of how much you do these foods. So typically, if you're on campus, you're in season, you're training hard, you have a little more room for these foods. So it's like 80-20, 80% good, 20% kind of flexible eating. Now, really close that gap more and be 90-10. So that way, right now you're really kind of focusing more on the quality side and less on the treat side. Even though it's very tempting to engage more in the treats, you really want to focus on immune health. You want to focus on your body composition. You want to focus on just giving your body and mind the right nutrition right now because you're not as active. So really promote more healthy nutrition, high quality nutrition for your body to work off of. And always a key thing is focus on quality first. So if you are going to fit one of these top 5 foods in there or a food that you know is not the best, put it last. Don't put the first thing you eat in a snack or a meal, put it last. Get your best food first. So what do you do about treat days or cheat days? Right now, and I think for any time of the year, you should never have a day of just all out eating whatever you want, binge eating, just going crazy on the portions, forgetting about quality, just hammering the quantity and not even caring about the value of the nutrition. Never do that for an entire day. A set meal or maybe a snack, I understand that, I get that, that's fine. But 2 things can happen if you do this from a day perspective. One, it could develop into very bad habits in the future. So from a psychological standpoint, you're always going to be looking forward to that binge day, and that binge day could turn to 2 binge days and 3 binge days. So really kind of close that down and just have a moment, maybe in your week, right? Or maybe 2 moments, but not back to back. Spread them out. Second thing is physically. Sometimes depending on how much you ate and your pattern, it could take you a couple of days to recover. Your GI system, your stomach is not going to be too happy where you go, from eating a very good plan to eating a very bad plan all one day, right? There could be some negative consequences, and it could take 24, 40 hours for full recovery and get your gut bacteria in like an equilibrium state. So really watch that from a physical and psychological side. Okay, so what about snack swaps? If you're doing a couple different snacks, look at those snacks and saying, am I getting color or good carbs? Am I getting some protein? Those are the 2 things I like to see in a snack is either carb/color, and that depends on your goals and also if you're training that day. If you're really not training, doing light activity, definitely get more color with the protein, fruits and vegetables. If you are training, focus on a little more carbohydrate-rich foods with the protein. Good example is apple. Apple slices with caramel, not a bad snack, but an upgrade to get the protein, get the peanut butter. Snack 2, chips. Again, not the best snack. It's one of those kind of top 5 foods I showed you guys on a previous slide, but switching over to a chip to a whole grain carb like a popcorn, great switch, higher fiber carbohydrate, more well-rounded, better for your body, better for your blood sugar, etc. Okay, 2 more. So if you're doing, let's say, a pudding pack, not the worst snack in the world, but definitely not the best. To upgrade this, go with the chocolate Oikos 000 yogurt. You got 15 grams of protein in this. You got 100 calories. Again, it's basically just taking that snack pack and turning to 180, much better snack. The Chewy bars, again, not a bad snack. Very decent snack, especially if you have like 5 or 10 minutes before you train. Just need something quick to top off those glycogen stores. But if you want to upgrade, make your own, we'll call it Sport Bite. A couple ingredients, high protein, good complex carbs, whole grain carbs, the oatmeal. Very easy recipe to make, non-cook. Okay, that is my don't list. Let's do a group nutrition game. We'll call it this or that. So which of these has more vitamin C, a strawberry or an orange, ounce per ounce? Take a guess. The answer for this is a strawberry. Ounce per ounce, more vitamin C. Vitamin C is very important for your immune system. Vitamin C is very important for iron absorption, especially those who have a past history of anemia, or if you have a current iron deficiency. Make sure you're pairing vitamin C with iron-rich foods. That helps the absorption of the iron. Which has more protein, an egg or an 8-ounce glass of milk? Okay, so if you answered egg, that's incorrect. It's actually milk. Most think egg is very, very high in protein. It is, but 6 grams. Glass of milk is 8. So again, if you're doing almond milk as your main source of protein, almond milk typically has 1 or 0 grams. This one I showed you has 1 gram per serving, right? So definitely I would not use this as my protein source, not enough protein. So get cow's milk, especially if you do not have lactose intolerance or an allergy, use cow's milk. If you do, soy milk is a better alternative. Which has more potassium, potato or banana? Okay, if you guys guessed potato, it is correct. Potato has about double the amount of potassium banana has. So those of you who are crampers, potato actually has some sodium, natural sodium, and potassium. So if you're looking at a 3 to 4 hour kind of pre-practice, especially in hot, humid conditions, it's actually great to have a potato in that plan. And even salted potato a little extra is really good. It absorbs salt really well. So getting potassium and sodium, it's like getting a sports drink in a food form, and you get the carbohydrates. Not saying banana is not good, banana is great, but potato could definitely be that more well-rounded sports nutrition food. Which has more calcium, your leafy greens or your cheese? Correct answer is going to be your cheese. Cheese has more calcium. However, leafy greens do have a lot more nutritional value than cheese. Leafy greens are going to have folate, they're going to have fiber, they're going to have a lot of antioxidant properties because of dark leafy or dark rich green color, which is great for reducing inflammation. So they have a lot more different properties and a lot more beneficial properties, but in terms of calcium, cheese is better. Cheese is higher in terms of calcium. Which has more fiber, raspberries or black beans? So if you guess black beans, you're correct. Black beans are anywhere from about 19 to 20 grams of fiber, which if you're saying how much is that or what should I have a day, typical athlete, I'd say about 35 grams, 25 to 35 grams. It's about the recommended amount for an adult. So let's say 30, 35, a little higher end for an athlete. Beans are almost getting you, per serving, are almost getting you right to that mark. So if you're looking to increase your fiber a little bit, beans are a great plant-based source to add for protein, but also a great source for fiber. Which of these is a fruit? Sweet potato or avocado? So correct answer is going to be avocado. Avocado is actually a fruit. It's a great fat source as well, right? We get a lot of good fat from avocado. So if you're looking to kind of integrate a little bit healthier fats in your diet, which, you know, for that athlete out there that's saying, how can I get more calories, or, you know, how can I sneak in healthy fats? Avocado is an excellent way to get a little more calories because fat has more calories per gram. And also, you know, we're looking at a great unsaturated fat source as well. And then sweet potatoes, just to comment on that, great source of starchy vegetable, high in carbohydrates. We have beta carotene, we have vitamin A, good for the eyes, good for the skin. So a very valuable source of nutrition. Okay, last one. Which of these is a performance plate? So going all the way back to that first slide, which of these would you say is a performance plate? So correct answer is going to be the oatmeal bowl. And if you look at that, it hits the carbohydrate with the oatmeal, hits the color with the raspberries and blueberries, and we get extra protein. Let's just say there's milk in there, but also there's nuts and seeds. So we're getting a good boost of plant-based protein there as well. On the right, we just have the carbs and we just have the egg and the cheese. So we got the protein, we got the carbs. Now, again, if you're looking at this from, okay, yeah, the egg sandwich does look better, or not look better, but just maybe is more appealing to you, that's great, but what's going to help you perform the best? What's going to give your body the fuel it needs for, let's say, a hard training session? You know, it's going to be the oatmeal bowl. So if you have a goal maybe of gaining weight, let's say, you can mesh these two together and do a breakfast sandwich with an oatmeal bowl. If you're just looking to kind of just say, hey, I want to fuel my moderate training, your best way to go is that oatmeal bowl. Long-lasting carbohydrates, slow digesting energy, lots of color, reducing inflammation after training especially. We got the protein to help rebuild the muscle tissue. Okay, guys, if you have any questions about the PowerPoint or anything in general, contact me. The best way to contact me right now is email. Your athletic trainers have my email. Your strength conditioning coaches have my email. Coaches have my email as well. So please, guys, any questions, let me know. Reach out. Hope you guys enjoyed the presentation. Be safe and have a great weekend. Take care.